What's up, YouTube? What up, squad? Hope you guys are doing well. Today I got a review on the Wismec and Suck My Mod inspired Theorem atomizer. You guys probably know about the Theorem atomizer. It was inspired by Suck My Mod. He has a YouTube channel. You guys obviously know that. Designed by Jaybo, manufactured by Wismec. It's an atomizer tank hybrid, okay? It is a RDA deck with a 2 ml capacity tank below it. I purchased this. I definitely purchased it from VapeRDNA.com, okay? I have a coupon code in the description of my video if you want to get something from them. I think it's about 10% off. I also have the notch coil inside of it. The notch coil is basically supposed to have flavor like a Clapton and like barely no ramp up time. It ohms out on the RX200 as a 0.22 ohm coil. I'm going to give you some vape production off it. We're going to dive down. We're going to take a look at it. I'm going to show you the proper way to wick this tank and coil, because the way they give it to you isn't really the best way to wick it. Then I want to come back up, vape on it, talk on it, and give you my pros and cons, final thoughts. I'll let you know how much it is, where you can find one, and we'll get out of here like usual, squad, all right? 60 watts, single coil, 3.63 volts, and I got some Jazzier Bubba e-liquid in here, which is a 70-30 VGPG ratio. It's a vape. So let's dive down. Let's take a look at this thing. I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to fully take it apart. I'm going to wick it up for you the correct way. Keep the notch coil in it. Then we'll come back up top. I'll see you guys in a minute. Inspired by Suck My Mod, designed by Jaybo, manufactured by Wismec. You guys have probably heard about this. I ain't the first to review it, and I'm sure as hell I ain't the last. Theorem atomizer, Wismec. That's the back. You're going to get a additional notch coil that is wicked. Additional O-rings and grub screws. You're going to get this as well. All right, this, if you don't like the glass look, you can put this on. There's glass inside of it. Get another additional glass. Nice glass. 2 of these. All right, single airflow and dual airflow. This is your ring, your airflow control ring. Allen key, obviously. Quick guide to it. Okay. Theorem atomizer hybrid. It is an RDA with a tank below it. It holds 2 mLs of e-liquid. It's 22 millimeters in diameter. Comes with a glass drip tip. It is 46.25 millimeters in height. Tank on the bottom, 2 mLs of e-liquid. It's made for a single coil or dual verticals. You can't really put a dual coil in this, guys. This is single coil capability only. Airflow is from the top and behind the coil. I have the notch coil in there now, as you can see. This is the Theorem pretty much fully broken down, okay? You have the outside shell, another piece of glass, the tank and deck section, the top cap, the single airflow, the dual airflow, the behind the coil airflow, and the top airflow top cap piece, the drip tip. Top cap, threads on, threads are nice. Single airflow ring, dual airflow ring. Top cap, I don't know what you call it, but it's the top. All right, so you have the dual airflow on top, okay? Then you have this piece that goes plugged into where you fill it, and then you have airflow coming from behind the coil, okay? Drip tip, glass, okay? Sorry about the juice. Here's the deck and the tank section, the star of the show. with the notch coil in it. Okay, it's got a 3mm in diameter. Okay, it's supposed to have flavor like a Clapton. 2 O-rings on the bottom. Then you have these notches where the cotton goes, and then you have the hex screws, and you have the post holes. The post holes are roughly about 2mm in diameter. You can't really put a dual coil horizontal like that because, as you can see, one side's different from the other. It's not made. That's made to fill. That's made for the cotton. Okay. And that's basically what it looks like. All right. I'm going to show you the correct way of wicking it up. So that's how it's going to come. It's going to come with a lot of cotton in it. I'm going to use some Kendo vape cotton. All right. Little TLC, 10 to 11 care. Okay, you don't want to force anything too much. All right, this seems like it's a nice amount of cotton so far. That's about where I want it. I'll take the old tank. I'll just pop it on like that, okay? You want a little bit of air in between that rim and where the cotton is so it can wick more efficiently. Jazzy Bubba. I have it about 20 watts. You don't want to do high wattage when you burn this. Right, so I'll take that and I'll line it up to where I want it. You want to hold that bottom piece in place. See how it moved? I don't really like how this airflow's set up. That will eventually get wet. Let's go back up to FaceTime. Let's vape on this bad boy. Talk about it. And give you my pros and cons on this thing. See you guys in a minute. Pros and cons on this thing, man. Pros and cons. Well, the flavor on this is superb. I think it's relating to the notch coil, number one, and the atomizer. Top airflow. Kind of like the Sapor or, any other types of top airflow. It comes in, it comes down, and it comes back up. All right? And it also has side airflow when you have that piece in there. You could take that piece out. I didn't take it out in the close-up because you have to take 2 screws out to get it out. I definitely recommend you guys to keep that piece in there. It definitely adds tremendous flavor. Vape production for a single coil ain't too bad either. It's not bad for a single coil, guys. I like the top airflow. I like how the tank is below the deck. It has an RDA deck on it, but it has the tank below it. I've always wanted to do that. I think RTAs need to go in that direction. They need to have an RDA deck on top and have the tank below. I definitely thought about this design, something similar to it, the style of having the deck on top and the tank on the bottom. But I think they did a really good job at making this, okay? It doesn't leak, really, if you go upside down. I mean, I'm looking in there, and it's not going to leak. Fill up these 2 little notches on the side where the cotton goes in, and it kind of makes an airtight seal. It wicks nice. So once in a while, the original one that they gave me, it did kind of... I got a couple dry hits here and there because it went so far down. I mean, it went down and behind the side of the tank. You don't need that much cotton for this. If you have that much cotton for it, it just doesn't work efficiently, okay? So definitely wick it the way I showed you. You could even maybe go a little bit shorter or a little bit longer. A little bit, a couple millimeters, little bit. You have to fill it a lot, guys, all right? You're going to have to fill it. It's unique. It's innovative. I definitely like it. I think they did a great job on manufacturing it and designing it. Now, the airflow is a bitch. I'm talking a bitch. I don't like how they made the airflow adjustability on it. You have to unscrew this piece to get the ring, and you have to hold it with your hand to tighten that down, and it does move from time to time, and the airflow gets messed up. I wish they did something differently with the airflow, but it has a good amount of airflow. You can have the single coil ring to go on there to just have the either the top airflow or just the back airflow, depending on what you want to do. Okay, I've done both. A little bit more restrictive that way. I like the dual ring and having a little bit coming from the top and coming from behind the coil. It doesn't really get too hot because the most I could go on this is 60 watts on the single notch coil. You could put dual vertical coils in this, or you could put your own Clapton or your own single horizontal coil in this. I definitely like the notch coil. The notch coil has like 0 ramp up time. I just wish I could get more. I wish I could put a dual coil in this. A big con to this, in my personal opinion, is that it's single coil only or dual vertical. I do not like vertical coils. I only like horizontal coils. I wish I could put a dual horizontal 2-notch coils in this bad boy, have it at a 0.11 dual coil, and go to 120 watts, and I'd be the happiest man on the planet. But you can't do that because there's only one hole on this side, and there wouldn't be anywhere to put the cotton. You could take the top off without the glass coming off. Nice tolerances to the O-rings. You could take off the glass as well off the tank. Nice tolerances to it. You don't have to hold the glass to take the top off. See, I'm not holding the glass. Pops off nicely. And these notch coils are awesome. Don't dry fire them. Okay, you don't need to dry fire them. They're made differently. You don't have to get hot spots out and all that shit. If you do dry fire when it gets dirty and it gets gunky and you take the cotton out and you want to clean it, put it at a low wattage, like 20 watts, maybe 25 watts the least, okay, because you'll see it ramps up quick. I definitely recommend you guys to try that out as well. You could get it anywhere between $25 and $35 right now. It's innovative. So you can find this atomizer at www.vapordna.com. Link on screen and description. I have a coupon code in the description. I give you content on a daily basis. 1080p, 60 frames per second. You're wasting your effing bandwidth if you're not subscribing to my channel. Remember, squad, stay juiced up. I'll see you tomorrow.